Hey guys, how you doing? So I I watched the Oxygen documentary yesterday. I didn't even know it was coming up, and then I saw a few videos online, and someone was able to, in one of the XJW groups, someone had it on there, and then I watched it because obviously I am not based in the US, so it's not on our TV. Someone had to share it for me to see it. So I've just come up the stairs from putting my son to bed, and I thought I'll just turn on the camera and share some thoughts. It is shocking, isn't it? I mean, I have been physically out now for 9 years. The last time I went as a witness was in 2011. I did have one occasion, probably I want to say around maybe 2014, 2015, where out of curiosity I thought I'll walk in and sort of see what's happening, and I wasn't interested. So anyway, I've been out about 9 years, and in terms of waking up to, what they refer to as the truth about the truth, that was, just about 2 years ago. So you will think that, I don't know, I don't want to be desensitized to this thing, but I don't like that I get it. I don't like that I understand stuff like the parent of a child taking sides with the person that has molested their child because they're part of a group. Because that is just... So if you haven't seen this, so this is a documentary that was made in the US. I think it's the Oxygen channel, and they were following the lives of some survivors. I don't like to call them victims. I like to call them survivors of child sexual abuse in the hands of fellow Jehovah's Witnesses in the congregations, which is what they call their little groups that their parents were in, and members within the group had, sexually abused them when they were children, and then they're deciding to share their story as they get older. And some of those stories are just absolutely heartbreaking, and just goes on and on for years. I'm trying not to get upset. And then, gosh, woo-hoo. The women finally find their voice to speak up and try and get justice, and the case goes to court. And their parents in the courtroom are sitting on the side of the bench of the person who has molested their child, because apparently stuff like that it's meant to be dealt with in-house. It's just a sin, and if someone says I'm sorry, that's enough. And if you don't like that, well, you are going to bring reproach on Jehovah's name, and you get to be the one punished. It is absolutely shocking, and so brave of those women speaking up. I hear there's a part 2. I haven't seen that yet. I can't wait to see that. Absolutely share it. People need to know what is going on. It is a shame, really, that there's not more visibility on stuff like this. There's not more people aware that this is what is going on. There is this policy that makes it possible for people like this to hide in there. Because, I mean, yes, there are, in any group, there are going to be people who are sick in the head, who think it's okay to act on stuff like that, but they should not be shielded. They should be locked away. They should be put away somewhere where they can't harm children anymore, because this stuff is stuff that stays with you. It's stuff that 40, 50 years later it's still having an impact in your life. And especially when you're in your formative years, when you're figuring out a sense of who you are, your self-worth, your self-esteem, and some twisted monster comes in there and infiltrates that and absolutely twists it, knowing fully well that all they have to do is say they're sorry, and if the other people around don't get warned about it, that this is something that has happened, these people are free to carry on. They have access to children. They can go on and do the same thing over and over and over again. Like, people need to know this is what is happening. That and I think about, so if you don't know the name Gary Bro, so this is one of the helpers to the governing body. The governing body are the group of 8 men who run the whole show, basically. So Gary Bro is one of their helpers, and he was giving a talk, and it just rings in my head where he says, we will never change our position on the 2-witness rule, basically asking that for them to even take it seriously, there have to be 2 people that either have been abused by the person or someone who is a witness to the abuse happening. Because, like we all know, those monsters, they like to do it in full view of everyone, don't they? So that there's a witness. It's absolutely stupid, and it just smacks of an organization that is just obsessed with PR and wanting to look good. And people need to know that this is what is happening. Their tax exempt status need to be taken away because, well, I don't even see any good they're doing. When I was a witness, you're made to believe that what you're actually doing by going door to door was the greatest good you could do someone. In hindsight, absolute terror. Well, going to tell people that ultimately, because of course they don't tell you this the first time they come to your door, it's further down the line when you're reeled in that they land it on you that if you don't accept what they're saying, if you don't agree with them, well, you're in with the rest of the planet that's going to be destroyed at Armageddon. And it's just, they need to be hit where it hurts, and maybe their money might be something that hurts them. More people need to know that this is what is going on. And I'm glad there's documentaries like that. I'm glad that there are places, shining the spotlight on this. I am happy about what is happening in the Netherlands, the investigation that's gone on there, the stuff in Australia, that was fantastic, putting the spotlight on it. More governments, more countries need to be, looking into this and forcing them to turn over their books. There is no place for an organization to be having a record of child sex abusers and feel like they can keep that clergy privilege. And I can't even speak. It's not okay. I'm fuming. That was hard to watch. I'll probably watch it again a few times. Yeah, it's the cover up. I mean, we know that bad stuff happens. We know that there are people that will do that. That is why you need to point out who they are and let the authorities deal with them, because that's how you minimize the chance of it happening again to the next child, because these people, they don't stop with one. These monsters, they don't stop with one child. They go on and on and on again. As long as they can get away with it, they'll keep doing it. And they need to be called out. It's upsetting, but at least the spotlight's been shone on it. I'll stop rambling now. And look out for the second one. Share the heck out of that thing. Let people know this is what's happening. It's not the everyday witness who, is just as much. a victim, I don't know, of the whole thing. It's just people on top. They need to be taken down. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up. Bye now.